What's up, DJs? DJ Ninja here. Today, we're just going to do a deep dive into ApeCoin and whether it's worth it fundamentally and its tokenomics. So, as we well know, recently the people behind BAYC, the Yuga Labs, well, they issued airdrops to all the NFT holders of their NFTs, which is the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. And so a lot of people that held their NFTs got massive airdrops according to their allocations of their holdings. Now, when the ApeCoin floated on the centralized exchanges and also the DEXs, the decentralized exchanges, the pre-float value of ApeCoin was 50 cents. And on the initial float on the exchanges, it topped out at $40. And then it, all the whales started dumping the coin and cashing in. And it kind of bottomed out around between $7 to $8. And then we had that macro dip last week where Bitcoin and Ethereum went lower, and then ApeCoin dived to $6 something, formed a bottom. And then with the recent recovery in the crypto market, has shot back up to above $14. So today we're just going to look into Bored Ape Yacht Club and the Ape token, what it is and should we ape in. Okay, so these are some of the NFTs in their NFT collection. So before we ape in, we have to look into what is ApeCoin and what was behind the airdrops in this current round that was just dished out to stakeholders. So basically ApeCoin, the ticker symbol APE, APE, is a DAO governance token. So what that means is a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. So what essentially that means is basically it's a governance system on blockchain where smart contracts control the running and the day-to-day management of how a particular company or entity is run. So instead of having, say, shareholders in a board of directors in a DAO, if you held the governance token, which in this case is APE, then you have a say in how the company or entity is being run. So in this case, it's the NFT brand and NFTs itself in the marketplace, which Bored Ape Yacht Club represents. So just have a brief look into the tokenomics. So as of now, currently it's ranked 59 on the all-time blockchain by market cap. Current market cap is around 2.4 billion US dollars. The maximum supply of APE token is 1 billion APE. So there were big airdrops given to Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT holders. Foundation, which is controlled by Yuga Labs, is sort of like the steward behind the ApeCoin, the DAO governance token, and also the actual running of the DAO itself. Yuga Labs is the company or the entity that owns the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand and the marketing, and they're responsible for the marketing of and production of the NFTs. So the APE token is an ERC20 token, which is on the Ethereum blockchain. So the roadmap for its development and potential future use is that it will be used as a GameFi token for any metaverse RPG experiences. So in the future, Yuga Labs through Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs are in the process or going to develop a metaverse for GameFi is RPG hub, GameFi hub, where you can potentially trade NFTs, do virtual land NFT sales, and also trade in-game characters in the games, in the blockchain games, for as like assets. You know, you can buy, sell, and trade your characters like how you would in traditional gaming platforms. And so they will create like an in-game dApp store, which they will call APE store, and basically it is to house the character NFTs and any accessories that may come with your character NFTs, and those can also be traded. So I've left a link, CoinGecko, a place where you can look at coin tokenomics and where a particular coin is at the moment, like in terms of market cap. Also, its tokenomics, like its supply, its vesting schedules. And at the moment, it's trading around $14.75 US. Okay, so we'll move on to the tokenomics. Basically, summarized in the pie chart here. So 47% of the ApeCoin token was released as a big airdrop to the DAO, and then 14% goes to the venture capitalists, so the launch partners, the VCs. So, and 15% went to Yuga Labs, which is the entity that owns the whole BAYC NFT brand and is responsible for the creation of these NFTs. 8% went to the Yuga Lab founders, so that's the founding team and all the core people in the development team that started BAYC. There's 15% allocation to the Bored Ape Yacht Club and also the Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFT owners. So that is also part of the airdrops too. So that's the tokenomics of the allocations behind the token. So the challenges of the ApeCoin. So there are a few things of concern. The venture capitalists and founders still hold a majority of the stake even after the airdrops, and that could have an influence on the DAO governance. So there's a question whether it's still true decentralization, because in some ways major stakeholders, VCs, and founding teams like Yuga Labs itself still has a huge proportion of the stakeholding of the ape tokens, so they can still control or push through a lot of the legislation or the governance in terms of things moving forward. Take note is the vesting schedule. So any vesting schedule dates where certain coins are unlocked for selling and trading. So insiders can potentially sell a large chunk of their crypto coin holdings. And so that could create selling pressure on the market. A good thing about it, though, is nearly half, about 47%, plus the 15%, which is in the hands of the BAYC and the MAYC NFT holders, is they are still holding the main governance DAO consensus voting rights. So they still have a big say in the running of the protocol itself and also the NFT brand going forward. Whether it's truly decentralized is also a factor in terms of whether it's truly a Web 3.0, because in some ways there's still limitations of the current system where major stakeholders still have a bigger say than, say, you and me, like smaller players in the market. And also this can create exclusivity. So what I mean is it can promote NFT maximalism, as in only a few brand of NFTs are ever holding value or holding premium value, but the rest of the market, like less well-known brands of NFTs, they can't hold that same kind of intrinsic value. So there's a saying that goes in the crypto sphere: if it sells, it's an NFT. If it doesn't sell, it's only a JPG. Because at the end of the day, it's only a digitalized asset, and you can very easily mint one. So it's really behind the marketing and the community that drives its intrinsic value, and not the actual quality of the artwork per se, or the quality of the music and the music NFT. So here are some final resources in crypto media articles that talk about APE coin, and also the what happened behind the airdrops, some news and current events surrounding the APE airdrops. And it's sort of like how you can, as a smaller player in the cryptoverse, be involved in the DAO and involved in the governance side of NFTs and even crypto. And so what that implies is it's very important to be involved in governance, because obviously sometimes it allows you to have more of a say in the day-to-day running of like a crypto community, or behind a certain blockchain, or even a crypto coin. And so it's good to have a say, because if you vote in the governance, participate in the running of the DAO, then sometimes when in future airdrops, you can get up to double your airdrops allocation for voting in certain consensus protocols. So it's always a good idea to vote on the blockchain's proposals, just in case. You never know, because you don't know for future snapshots and criteria for future airdrop releases, with voting or participating in governance, as well as running staking pools, and also liquidity, providing in the liquidity pool of certain cryptos, would qualify you for more airdrops. So that's something to note. Now, the price of APE coin has shot up from that $6 to $7 temporary bottom after the initial pump and dump, and now it has surged with the recent rally in the crypto market of Bitcoin, led by Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the chart looks like this at the moment. So this is the chart of your APE versus USD, BUSD chart. Now I'm just going to go into APE USD pair technical analysis. So as I mentioned before, the APE coin floated at $1 on the centralized exchange. The pre-float price was about 50 cents when it was issued out to the NFT holders pre-float on the airdrop. And then it rushed up to all the way up to about 40 something dollars in the first few minutes of trading, when it floated on the centralized and decentralized exchanges. Now, once it hit that $40, it was initially pumped and then dumped, and a lot of whales took profit. It was huge selling volumes, and basically it floored out around $7 to $8 on the first 2 days. Now, with the macro downturn early last week, APE actually did drop along with the macro market, and it found support, or bottomed out at $6 something, and then formed the bottom for many hours before macro turned green on the crypto market. And since then, it has just surged up to just over $15 as we speak. So just looking at the chart right now, I wouldn't recommend aping in right now, just because it's already like well over 3/4 of the rally now. Obviously that $40 mark was a touch wick in an instant. It didn't actually hold. Long term going forward, it might have a bullish bias on it, because it looks like alt season 2.0 around the corner. Just looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum rallying, leading the charge, and a lot of the bigger DeFi altcoins are also surging. Anything worth any good intrinsic value has pumped in the last 2 or 3 days. So for ApeCoin, definitely won't look at chasing or FOMOing it at $15 right now. If you were to buy it to do a short-term swing trade, I wouldn't buy it anything above $11. It'll be too dangerous. It could dump on you. Although there's a support line around this $8 mark, but you know, it's a micro cap coin, small cap coin. It could dump well past that if there is a lot of FUD later on this year. Now, we saw similar things with Glimmer, which is the Moonbeam token for Polkadot. That had a similar effect where it pumped in the first 2 days. It had a profit taking and well dump, and then it had a second wave up, but then it just tanked over the next coming weeks. So that's something that you have to look at when you're trading a penny stock chart. As in, like, if it's already rallied and you haven't held this token, if you had held this token as an airdrop, that's good on you. Like, you know, you could have released it somewhere above $18, $20, anything from $20 to $40, and then got back in, say, at that low created early last week, which was between $6 and $7, and now you would have a 3x gain on your, or 2.5x gain on your re-entry. But in saying that, I mean, if you had the pre-float airdrop, and it's free anyway, it's free money, isn't it? So your ROI is infinity. So if you did get an airdrop, congratulations for trading Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFTs and holding those NFTs and being part of the BAYC MAYC NFT community. So going forward, if alt season 2.0 is around the corner, I'm thinking that ApeCoin could go above $20 in the next day or so. Medium-term projections could test that $40 high. Just depends on how Bitcoin and Ethereum and the general crypto market cap is performing. If it's on the top half of the market cap, and if market cap stays above 2 trillion US dollars, then things are looking good for crypto, and I would have more of a bullish bias. Any downside bearish bias would weigh on the crypto market would be things like rate hikes. So we had the rate hike, but it was only 0.25% for the Fed for the US dollar, and that was pretty much priced in well before the March FOMC. So any subsequent rate hikes will be gradual and not big steps, but rather mini steps. And if you look in the big scheme of things, interest rates are still at or near all-time lows in history. If you look back, 100 odd years of the US dollar or any other fiat currency. So any yields in DeFi or generated in DeFi and the gains still well exceed any gains in traditional markets and traditional finance investment products. So I think DeFi is here to stay. Whales and institution money, big players are parking the money in DeFi before the next bull run up. So yeah, that's where macro is looking. So on the downside, you've got regulations. You've got US regulators like SEC, etc., and the like, and also bigger countries, their stance on crypto, the geopolitical factors like Russia. So they've they've turned 180 on their stance on crypto now because of the financial banking system sanctions on the ruble, on the Russian ruble currency. And so they can't do trade. And so they need crypto as a medium of exchange to, one, back their own currency, because their currency is degrading in value exponentially, and they're losing value. So they need to peg it to something worth value like Bitcoin, which is a digital gold, which is holding value against the US dollar and well paced in terms of inflation. So yeah, the Russians will be looking to use crypto as a medium of exchange to either channel their funds or do trade or to accept payment. So that's the advantage of permissionless payment systems and currency systems. And so sanctions won't hit that, which does give Russia somewhat of immunity. So that's all from me here in terms of technical analysis. I don't think getting in above $11 is a wise idea. So medium trajectory, looking at somewhere between say $25 to $40 in the next month or two, I'll say. But just keep in mind regulations could give a lot of fun in the market too. So that could be another downside catalyst. So that's all from me, DG Ninja. Enjoy your weekend. May Satoshi be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Adios.